Okay guys, welcome back. Right, what I want to do is we'll start from scratch again just to show you how quickly we can do these things. We drag this out, go straight into the edit and make Polymesh 3D. Alright, so now this is ready for sculpting on, and we're not going to get an error message when we start to sculpt on this. Now inside ZBrush we will be using different brushes to do different things, and that's all you've kind of got to know about it at this stage. Now by default you will see that the standard brush, and these are the brush palettes here, if you click on this it will open up a palette that contains all of our brushes. Now if I wanted, after a while you'll start to get to know these brushes, or some of them, you won't use all of them, and you'll start to know where they are. So for instance, if I was going to use something like the standard brush, I would go into the brushes and then I would click on the S, and I would know that the standard brush is located here. There are certain brushes you'll use over and over again. The brushes I use quite a lot are the standard brush, the clay tubes brush, and the Damien standard brush for cutting in, and I also use the move brush quite a lot. Now we've put this sphere on here, and if you look closely, we zoom in, you can see that it's faceted, and this is basically the resolution of the mesh. Now if I turn on polyframe, you can see each of these is a square or a polygon. Now with this much resolution we're not going to get a very good result. Now I'm going to have the standard brush on. We're just going to start with a standard brush, and I'm just going to show you the principles, and then you can go through in your own time and play around with lots of different brushes that you've got. But if I now start to, just with the standard brush, I can change my draw size by selecting up and down here, or I can change the focal shift or the inner circle, as you can see there, and that focal shift is the softness. So the softness between the inside and the outside circle is controlled by the focal shift. So obviously having it at 0, 100, minus 100%, that's a really hard edge, and if I do it this way, is a really soft edge. So this controls the softness between the edge of the inner to the outer part of the brush. Okay, so we can find a shortcut key to be able to get to these and some of the other items inside ZBrush. If you press the space bar, you'll see that you're going to get a little box come up where it gives us the option to select various things, and one of those things is the brush draw size and the focal shift. Now we've also got something else down here called Z intensity. Now the Z intensity is how much that brush is going to affect the model. So we're going to start off with it set on 25, and I've got a focal shift there of roundabout, we'll put it on 0, and a draw size there, something like that, 80. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start to just draw across the model, and you'll notice that the model starts to pull out. If I turn sideways, you can see now I'm using a pen, a graphics display, so I've got pressure sensitivity, so you can see it's less here than it is here because I'm pressing more when I reach the edge to the edge, more in the middle than the edge. But you can also see the effect that it's having. Now if I put this focal shift on -0, negative 100, it's really hard edge. So notice the edge is there and the edge is there, and it's much sharper here. So if I turn it the other way adversely, then we're going to get a smaller thing, but there's more of a graduation between the top and the bottom, or the inner and the outer part of the circle. So hopefully that's clear. Now here we go. If I take this intensity down to 0 and I start drawing on my model, then actually nothing's going to happen. But if I start to increase this, you're going to start to see things happening. I'm going to start to increase this, and now you can see it's coming in. And if I now put it on 100% and I start sculpting, it's really dramatic. So this is the intensity. Now above that, we've got a button called Z Add and Z Sub. Now if I just click this across to Z Sub, then what will happen is the negative, it will push in instead of pushing out. So that's an interesting thing to look at. I'm going to take this down to about here. So you can sort of push in using the Z sub and push out using the Z add. Now, by the way, just as a little shortcut for you here, if you want to, you don't want to come up here, you want to cut into the model, but you've got it on Z add. A little shortcut key is to press and hold the Alt key whilst you're over the model, and this will push in. It will basically reverse what this is. So I can push in now, and I can let go of the Alt key and I can push out. So I'm able to use the Alt key to inverse that function. Similarly, if I have it on Z sub there and I'm pushing in, if I press the Alt key, it will then pull it out. So the Alt key, while holding the Alt key, will reverse the action of Z add or Z sub. So it saves you going up the top. So when you're working quite quickly over a model, if you press the space bar, you can quickly change your brush settings, and I can start to sculpt and then press the Alt key and start to push in, and very quickly you can start to work without having to come up here and change this, change this, change this. So using that that key there, the space bar, to get up this little pre-palette, and also using things like the Alt, so pushing in the Alt button will push it in to reverse the action there, and then letting go of that, I can also add to it. You can quickly start to build up shapes. Now notice another thing, this will be what I'm going to look at in the next lesson, is going to be the quality of this. It's very pixelated, and that's because we haven't got much resolution on this mesh. Okay, so we're going to increase the resolution on this mesh. I'm going to be looking at different methods of doing that in the next lesson. But before we move on, I just want to show you that all of these brushes have got the same sort of thing. So if I now go to something like the Move brush, press the M and M there, then you can see with the Move brush, I can actually take it and I can start to move pieces out. So I can move the geometry away using the Move brush. Also, I could use the clay tubes, which I quite like for building up intensity. So I go to C, and then I find out where the clay tubes, which is T there, and then I can start laying down clay tubes, which I find quite useful. Now, as well as these brushes, in the next lesson I'm going to show you about masking and smoothing, and we still need to look at resolution, but I don't want to make this lesson go on too much. I'm just concentrating on brushes at the moment. So if you look, when we've picked the clay tubes, you're going to see that we've got alphas applied in here, and we've also got different stroke styles. This one's just a smooth stroke, and then we've got dots. If I change to a different brush here, like the standard brush, then you're going to notice that this changes as well. And these are just different brush presets. Some of them have got alphas, some of them have got different strokes, and you know, obviously the brush itself to give you different results. Like I said, the brush I use quite a lot is a Damien standard. So Damien standard brush will cut in and give you really nice cuts, but look, it's different things here. So I can cut in quite nicely using the Damien standard. Of course, I can also press the Alt key and I can pull out as well. And all of that Alt key reverses what's going on there. Now, it takes a while for you to get to know the brushes that you're familiar with, but have a play around with some of these brushes. Some of these brushes will do funny things, like snake hook's quite good. You can actually pull pieces out, but look at the geometry, it's really breaking up. So I'm going to show you different methods to actually get better qualities out of this, but in the next lesson I'm going to show you about how we can smooth this out. Okay, and that's a really important thing to know, actually, how to smooth the model out and also to apply masks. So we can also inside ZBrush create our own brushes as well. Again, I've done courses on that, customizations and creating brushes and alphas, and it shows you what this is all about. But all you need to know at this stage is the basic things on how brushes work with the focal shift, draw size, Z intensity, Z add and Z sub, and quick options like space bars and the Alt key for inverting actions. So they are the main things you need to know as far as the brushes are concerned. So I do suggest you just go around and just have a little bit of a play with different brushes. I'll see you in the next lesson where I'm going to show you how we can smooth and mask areas down on a model, such as like this. And I'll also be showing you how to increase the resolution on the model as well. And we're going to look at that in the next lesson. So that's brushes covered at this stage. Now we're ready to move on to some of the modifying keys that you can use, such as masking and smoothing.